Myles Garrett's shirtless physique is bonkers talking Shedeur Sanders. The Cleveland Browns defensive superstar grabbed headlines for complimenting Shedeur Sanders. But it was his shirtless physique that was the showstopper. Myles Garrett makes his NFL peers look like mere mortals. The Cleveland Browns defensive superstar and 2023 NFL Defensive Player of the Year is listed at 6'4", but at the Combine, the 29-year-old was officially measured at 6 feet, 4.5 inches. And wow, does that make all the difference? We're kidding, of course, and the 6-time All-Pro selection looks like a real-life superhero. With his shirt off, he puts every other human being to shame. Garrett isn't afraid to flaunt it either, showing up at this morning's press conference shirtless, grabbing headlines for his praise of polarizing fourth-string rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders. The former number 1 overall pick in the 2017 NFL Draft said, "He's lighthearted. He works hard. He takes it seriously, his craft. Looking forward to seeing him in these preseason games." Garrett is the lone stable presence for the Browns after signing a 4-year, $160 million extension, $123.5 million guaranteed. As their quarterback situation is completely preposterous by NFL standards with 4 QBs on the roster. Super Bowl-winning veteran Joe Flacco, 40, currently leading the race against Super Bowl-winning backup Kenny Pickett, and rookies Dillon Gabriel and Sanders. That doesn't even take into account the $230 million bust Deshaun Watson, who looms awkwardly recovering from his Achilles injury with talks that he could down the franchise during the season with a nuclear option. At least the Browns can brag that they have the dude that wins the NFL hands down for shirtless press conferences looks. Every other player is a distant second place. The Cleveland Browns locker room had seen its share of post-practice chatter, but today was different. The cameras weren't just aimed at the rookie quarterbacks or head coach Kevin Stefanski. They were locked onto the towering figure of Myles Garrett, standing shirtless, muscles carved like a Greek statue, glistening with sweat, his physique looking like it belonged on the cover of a fitness magazine, not in a locker room interview. Every time Garrett walked by, jaws dropped. Teammates, reporters, even security guards paused for a second look. But when Myles spoke, the topic wasn't about biceps, sacks, or bench press numbers. It was about Shedeur Sanders. The Hulk speaks. Garrett had just wrapped a dominant practice, throwing offensive linemen around like training dummies. He was stretching by the wall, shirt discarded, when a reporter bravely approached him. "Hey Myles, we know Shedeur's been getting a lot of buzz. What are your thoughts on him?" Garrett stood up, towering at 6 feet 4 inches, muscles flexing involuntarily like they had minds of their own. He smirked and looked dead into the camera. "You want to talk about Shedeur?" he said, chuckling. "Good. 'Cause I got something to say. A veteran's stamp. You ever see a rookie walk in and not act like a rookie?" Garrett asked, toweling off the sweat from his chest. "That's Shedeur. Kid came in here with that quiet confidence. Doesn't talk too much. Just studies, asks questions, and then he goes out there and executes." His tone was more impressed than surprised. "Don't let the name fool you. He ain't just Prime's son. He's built for this. Smart. Tough. Cool under pressure." Garrett took a pause, then added with a laugh. "And yeah, I'll say it before anyone else. That boy's gonna make a lot of defenses look real dumb." A clash of titans in practice. What many fans didn't know was that during practice, Garrett occasionally switched sides during reps, not to attack, but to observe the rookie under pressure. Defensive coaches even encouraged it. Myles didn't bull-rush Shedeur like he would an opposing QB, but he tested him mentally. "I'd walk up to the line, fake a blitz, bark something just to throw him off," Garrett admitted. "And you know what he'd do? Smile. Reset the protection. Then throw a perfect strike to Njoku or Horn Jr. That's next-level composure. Most rookies panic when they see me lined up across from M. Shedeur? He just breathes and finds a solution. That's scary for the rest of the league." Locker room love. While Garrett's monstrous frame dominated the locker room, his words carried just as much weight. And Shedeur? He was sitting a few feet away, lacing up his cleats, keeping his head down, but grinning. After the interview, Myles walked over and gave the rookie a playful slap on the shoulder pads. "Don't let that go to your head," he said with a grin. "You still owe me a Chipotle run for that busted coverage." Shedeur laughed. "Only if you promise to wear a shirt next time." Coach Prime reacts. Later that night, clips of Myles Garrett's comments, shirtless and sincere, made it to social media. And you better believe Deion Sanders saw it. Coach Prime took to Instagram Live. Now that's the kind of leader I want my son learning from, Dion said. Myles is a beast, man. Shedeur's lucky to be in that locker room, and the Browns are lucky to have both of them. He paused, then grinned at the camera. And somebody get that man a shirt. He's making the rest of us look bad. The city eats it up. By the next morning, Cleveland was buzzing. Sports talk radio was ablaze. Did you see Myles Garrett hyping up Shedeur like that? That's not normal. Physique aside, it's what Garrett said that matters. That's leadership. That's belief. Local news outlets even ran headlines like, "Steel meets swagger. Myles Garrett talks up rookie QB Shedeur Sanders. Shirtless Garrett says Sanders is built for this." Browns fans erupt. One tweet with 1.2 M views simply read, "If that guy believes in Shedeur, then so do I." The unlikely duo? Behind the scenes, the mentorship between Myles Garrett and Shedeur Sanders was becoming one of the Browns' quietest weapons. Defense and offense. Beast and brain. Muscle and mind. Garrett was never the loudest guy in the room. But when he talked, people listened, especially Shedeur. "I study Myles almost as much as I study film," Shedeur told reporters the next day. "He's a pro's pro. Even when he's not saying anything, I'm learning just by watching how he works." The bond between them, forged through mutual respect, was becoming one of the more unexpected and powerful dynamics of training camp.